So it's been a long time coming, but we're putting the glass in the Skylight lids. Quite a few episodes ago, well, even, a year ago almost. Ifka was hard at work varnishing the Skylight, and we've had it sitting around waiting for bars, glass, hinges, and all the various items to come, and we have them all. So we're going to glue, much to Ifka's distaste, we're going to glue all the glass in and put the bars on, put the hinges on, and then it's done.
Why is it too hard to stay?
Dave's got Obi. Funny. Obi's going for a drive with Uncle Dave. So anyway, we're going to glue the glass in. What's that?
Obi just doesn't care.
Oh, let's give it, as long as it's a car. As long as it's a comfy car. Okay, so we're going to take two. So now we are going to glue the glass in. As soon as the glass is in, my sister has bought bronze bars across from the mainland because shipping's a bit of a killer these days to get stuff to Tassie. And then we can put the bars on and the hinges on, and then we can cover it up and it'll be safe for the next 2 years.
That's promised.
Wow.
Be safe.
I'm going to break it.
No.
If it can't survive this and it's doomed at sea,
Yeah.
then I will drop an oar through it or something probably.
Yeah.
So we're using Fixtech Fix 200 silicon-based sealant, adhesive sealant. That's black. We'll glue them down, bed the glass down, and then we'll come back tomorrow or whenever and start putting the bars and the trim around.
And we won't clean the silicon up,
Yep.
but we'll let it set and then cut excess away, because as soon as silicon touches the varnish, you can't re-varnish it. I don't know how long
Yep.
it lasts, but
Silicon is a killer for varnish. We learnt that the hard way.
yeah.
It will just turn your varnish to total rubbish if you're not careful.
And
So
it's super hard to get rid of.
do not mix varnish and silicon. So what we're going to do is let the silicon dry and just cut it away.
Hopefully that works.
Hopefully that'll work. We'll find out.
I'll let you know. Interesting.
For all those interested, the glass is 8.4 millimeters thick. Well, 8.38 actually. Laminated safety glass. So it's laminated glass. The idea of this glass is if something hits it, it'll crack, but it won't shatter into a million pieces and just fall from the sky. So if you're at sea and you drop something on the glass, it'll just create a crack, and you'll be able to replace it and fix it instead of just going into a million bits. And because it's almost 10 mil laminated, it's quite thick and strong as it is. So hopefully it'll be okay. That's Dave. Fill her up real good. Just trying to keep my grubby mitts off
Yeah,
anything that's
that's quite a technique.
oh yeah, refined it. I've done one already.
Matt's been a glazer for 10 years.
I'm a glazer. Yeah, I've been glazing for 20 years now.
G'day.
This is Dave, Rachel,
Hi.
Dave.
How you going?
Nice to meet you. I've
Yeah.
heard so much about you.
latest bling.
Quite nice, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Look how many lights.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Adorable.
And then when we're moving a little bit,
It might wiggle a bit, yeah.
not too much.
Is it just hangs over the table?
That's nice too.
It's not a very nice table right now.
Lock-up table.
The mock-up table.
Maybe with the blocking.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't come far enough out, but
No. I think that's very cute.
yeah.
But yeah, we can also exchange this top section for a chain.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got to say, it's a good buy. I'm very happy.
Not bad. Thank you, eBay.
It's very beautiful. So we've had quite a positive experience with
Lamps.
our eBay lights. They're all definitely real and proper old boat lights that these guys have cleaned up beautifully, and they are with us now. Yes, that's going to be good. So this one, then we've got 4 of them. Then we've got our very special nav light.
Which people probably can't see right now, but oh yeah, a little scissor lamp over the chart table.
And then we've got some...
Tempting to put one there, give it a go. One down that end.
And there's one on the bulkhead.
Oh yeah, there's one on the bulkhead, next to the fake Bunnings job. Yep.
And then we've got some other lights arriving from the Netherlands that we bought, and we've got those little nav lights that we might use inside for night light, red night light.
Red light at night. And the 2 that are hanging here.
Yeah, don't forget these beauties,
They're all hooked up to 240 volt power right now,
just for temp.
just to have a look at what light it does, and you know.
We're trying to figure out if the positions are good, if they don't shine in your eyes too much.
Obviously 12 volt won't be as bright as that.
Yeah.
Keep remembering that.
But I'm happy with this one, it's beautiful. Yeah, so either from there and it hangs really high, or maybe we swap the top bit out for chain so it can come a bit lower, but we might do the same thing, put a 240 bulb in here and just see where it sits for your line of sight.
Yeah, I think if it's up high it should be alright. You won't notice it.
And then it's going to be figuring out how you're going to get the power.
The cable there.
The cable without having exposed cable.
Yeah.
Luckily my man's very clever. He'll think of
Yes,
something.
I think that'll be alright.
Cool. Another bit of boat bling.
Nice. Just cross-referencing my laser,
This is the middle of the table, I think so.
roughly. The mock-up table, I mean, I did this in like 5 minutes. It's kind of ironic.
It
Just
doesn't.
couldn't drill the roof, eh?
Yeah. Light. We've got light.
Is that for daylight?
It's for breathing.
It's for extra oxygen.
It's getting some air. We cannot distract Ifka because I'm gone.
I have to edit.
You
Yes.
have to get this done, or else I will never hear the end of it. I will be the one that has to listen, say yes, yes, yes. I'm going to drop this through the hole.
He says we cannot distract Ifka. Look at you all.
I'm not talking to you anymore. Done.
Alright. Back to it. So these are all the Skylight bits of trim that Matt made. It's all celery top pine, same as the Skylight, and these will sit on all the short ends of the glass windows and the bars. They will hold the bronze bars that protect the glass, and it's a good idea to do them, to treat them with whatever you want to treat them with before you put them on, because as soon as the bars are in, it's going to be almost impossible to weave your way around them. So I'm treating them with Dexolia, the D1 oil, just because as soon as they're fixed, it is near impossible to maintain or redo a varnished finish. So I'm going to go with an oiled finish. The Skylight itself is varnished, but this will be oiled, which means that every time I'm oiling the cap rail and other bits and pieces on deck that are going to be oiled, I'll just give these guys a coat, a maintenance coat that should be okay. We might still decide to varnish them later, but then we'll just have to take them off, I think. So I think oil is a good idea, but you know, you never know. This is going to be the trim. You can't really see it on camera, but it's got a nice sort of profile, and it will sit on the edge of the glass, so in between that will butt together like so. So I'm going to oil these two. And the oil brings out the grain, the wavy grain, really nicely. It's really fun to seeing it transform. From what to gold. And you're supposed to reapply this oil every 15 minutes until the timber has fully soaked it up. And then you wipe any excess off with a rag. Look how beautiful.
Is he in there? It's magic, isn't it? It's magic. Oh, he's got yours.
is 3 or 4 bars. Rolled off as you said it. So.
I think. Oh.
Three looks a bit empty, doesn't it? Looks a bit half-hearted. Looks like the bars aren't there. You know,
Yeah.
like they're not actually going to stop anything. 4 looks like it'll actually stop something if it.
4 just looks like
Yeah.
form over function.
And we're cutting here, aren't we? And just joining them.
Yeah.
And then how far in are these going to go? Hopefully it should just sit there.
Something like that. I think they should.
How are we going to drill this? How are we going to hold this in place and drill it and fasten these bars? I was thinking about drilling from underneath. But
I think.
now you can only do 3 screws. You know, like the screws are going to be really oddly spaced to go 1, 2. You know, because of the spacing of the. I could do 3 like that, would be fine. But that'd be underneath.
Oh, see, I hadn't even thought of that. In a spot where the bar is, can't be a screw.
Yeah.
And because we have exposed screws. What about screw, screw, screw? 1, 2, 3 screws, or like you can go on the shoulder. 1, 2,
I feel more
3.
comfortable in a bit. Because if I go underneath, I'll burst through that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we do on the shoulder and center, a screw.
Yeah.
And then
What do you reckon, if? You're not hands full of.
I like you using the drill to drive the screws in. It's nice.
And in the fast setting, I don't.
In the fast setting as well, over the glass.
I don't turn it down. Either.
Makes me quite nervous. Imagine what you're doing.
That was an interesting noise. It seemed a bit like cracking, but. mate.
So the idea is to keep the glass in as well?
Yep. Yeah, that's the idea. Well, the glass is glued in. It'll never fall out.
Yeah.
But
What if you need to replace them? Oh, I guess you have to take the bars off to replace them.
yeah, these bars are always removed.
That's cool.
That's the idea.
Nice.
But this trim won't be. So this trim goes. You love the word. Over your transom, mate. This
Behind the
trim
kneecap. Oh yeah, that trim in there.
goes there and covers that edge, and that's permanent glued in there.
Yeah. Perfect. It's a nice little trim. Did you make that?
Yeah.
Trim that?
Yeah, mate. Giving you a bit of profiling.
Yeah, that's very. That's like
Angle on the table saw, little bead with a step.
it's what they use in general window. That shape.
Really?
Window beading. Yeah, that's generally the shape they use.
Cool. Should have been a window maker.
Could have been. Well, you are.
I am making a window. I mean, this window we calculated how much this Skylight costs, like just in material.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a Skylight. And you got two of them as well. Yeah.
Well, no, just the whole hatch and like
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't talk about costs.
We don't talk about costs.
No. No. It's irrelevant, really.
It don't matter.
No. God, my legs are so wet.
Obi, come on.
It's. I know you like it. It must feel so good.
Bet you want to put your paws all over the glass. Actually, how much is the deflection? I reckon I can stand on there and not break the glass.
You want to be able to in a bit of weather. You're like, fuck, I'm gonna run over.
At least stand on here and like half. And
Yeah.
not have to worry. But I reckon I can, because it's pretty thick. It's 12 mil. It's half inch. Should be alright. Well, that was scary, but it's done. So whatever.
Great success. Another great success.
Beer, though.